Ladies and gents, you guys know what time it is. First half is over. We need to make some adjustment. Me and Pat P, man, we were covering too long. We told Coach, man, we need some help. Man, we need to put some pressure on these quarterbacks, man, so we can squat a little bit, man. They had too much time. So Coach said, you know what? I'm going to get a guy who can put pressure on the quarterback from the 3 technique, from the 5 technique. He a hell raiser, a bona fide hell raiser. So we said, go get it, Coach. Put him in there. We gave you guys a little hint on who we have coming in right now. Join us, all things covered. Pat P, Bryant McFadden, an LSU Tiger in college where he was a national champion. That's what my uncle used to call it. Champion in 2003, a consensus All-American in 2004, first-round pick in 2005 by the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, he played for the Cowboys and played for the Baltimore Ravens in the pros. Currently a great TV personality at ESPN. You can catch him on Twitter and Instagram, the same name, at MSpears96, also known as Big Swagu. Big Spears, man, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. All things covered. How you feeling?
My guys, man, listen, man, I'm honored to be on. Respect not only both of y'all careers, but who y'all as men. So, man, appreciate you having me. I got to wear glasses. I'm sorry for the glare. This is what start happening when you start creeping towards 40, bro.
Hey, man, hey, don't worry. You look real studious. That's all I'm going to say. That's all that matters. You look real studious.
No doubt, man.
Man, listen, man, you've been an unbelievable football player, unbelievable individual, high character guy. So let's go back in time. Let's go back in time and go ahead and give you your flowers. Why you still here, being the individual that you've been. Let's start back, taking it back to that recruiting scene in 2000 and 2001. You were the number 1 tight end prospect and the top 10 overall in the country when you look at high school prospects. Being that LSU was in your backyard, what was the process like for you recruiting?
Yeah, first of all, y'all ain't the only ones that could go 2 ways, man. Nah, man, it was different. It was different, and I'm glad Pat P is here because when I signed with LSU in 2001, it was not the popular move. It was not the place where, especially a lot of dudes from Louisiana, a lot of Florida schools, a lot of Texas schools. And I go through this list of dudes that left Louisiana: Peyton Manning, Ed Reed, Reggie Wayne. I'm talking about like some of the greatest to ever do it.
Warwick Dunn.
Right, Warwick Dunn, Travis Minor, like dudes I grew up on, man. So it was different. And LSU was not, I knew about K Falk. I knew about Booger McFarland. Like I knew about individuals that were signed and that was playing at a high level, but it never was that like group. And the one thing I learned when I took my visit to Miami, because that was literally it came down for me between Miami and LSU. And the one thing I noticed that Miami was all of them dudes was from Dade County. And all of them was from, around the way. And they were having a lot of success. My freshman year, they won the national championship. That was the great team with Sean Taylor and all of them dudes. So that particular year, man, it was so many players in Louisiana. From Marquise Hill was a top 3 defensive end in the country. Michael Clayton was the number 1 receiver in the country. Ben Wilkinson, who was from Hemp Hill, Texas, but really is like way north Louisiana, was the number 1 center in the country. Like, dude, so it aligned. And I'm sure both of y'all have been there in your careers where things just feel like it's happened in the right way. And to me, that was 2001. And I believe, like, I'm not going to take credit for putting LSU on the map or that was the turning point. But what I will say is that was the first class where they got everybody. And then I think it just started to evolve from there, man. But it speaks to not only Saban, but just Louisiana and how many guys that were being produced in that state and ultimately decided to stay where we was at.
Yeah, there are a lot of great athletes coming out of the state of Louisiana, obviously.
No question.
Had the opportunity to play with a bunch of them. And speaking of things being aligned, like Brian introduced you, that you was the number 1 tight end coming on campus, but a coach named Nick Saban got in your ear and said, I might think it's time to switch sides of the ball. How did that conversation come about? And ultimately, do you thank Coach Saban for doing that?
Yeah, man, listen, it was hard for me at first. I just wasn't mature enough to handle it, right? Like, I mean, y'all know when we starting in a role and we've had people telling us, since high school or since Pee Wee football. Like, this is what you're gonna do. And for me, I was a hooper too, so I wanted to score. Like, I played tight end. I wanted to get in the end zone. Like, I know it's crazy. That big 6'5", 300-pound, can't damn near run a 40 in 7 seconds. But then, man, it was just for me, it was what I knew, right? And we all as men, young men, we hit. We call it adversity, but it's growth. And when you look back, it was growth. So Saban came to me, man. We had 2 defensive ends that were in their senior year. And he started looking at depth on the defensive line and was like, yo, I'm gonna be thin if I don't first, you hoping that the guys you recruit and sign, and that was the Glenn Dorsey's of the world, the Kyle Williams of the world. So we had great dudes. Tyson Jackson was in the near future. So it was great players coming. But at that time, Saban was trying to get ahead of the curve. He was trying to evolve early. And he was like, look, you athletic. And then I did play defense in high school. You athletic. We're going to teach you. We're going to teach you how to play this position. But right now, just, learn. Use time to learn athleticism. We're not counting on you to be in a major role. So next year, when you starting, you know what the hell you're doing. And, dude, it was so hard, though, bro, because y'all know how it is, man. You get recruited. You got this whole idea. Mm-hmm. I made all freshman SEC as a tight end. So I'm like, yeah. This is the trajectory. Like, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to go to the league. I'm going to be a tight end. And just when he told me that they were switching me, dude, I was transferring. Like, I was out.
Wow. You was ready to leave. You were going to Miami?
I was going to go to Miami. And during that time, that was when they had just sent Bubba Frank's first round.
Yeah, had Jeremy Shockey.
Just sent Jeremy Shockey. So the offense was there. Chazinski was the offensive coordinator. Like, it was all set up. And, man, I called my mom, bro, and I was like, they trying to move me to defense. I'm transferring. Dude, my mom told me, bring me all my stuff. She was like, I was like, what?
You thought you were going to get some support.
Yeah, I was like, I need support. Like, I need you to be on board with going to the U. And she was like, nope. You made a commitment, but also like the change, the one best piece of advice, I'm fortunate enough that I got it from my mom. And she said, change is inevitable, bro. Like, you got to be able to just like being a man, but more importantly, being a black man trying to accomplish things, you're going to have to be flexible. You're going to have to adjust. So it was a life lesson, bro. And rest is history. Saban knew more than I did. But honestly, y'all know me on TV, bro. I don't sugarcoat. That check swayed me, bro. Them numbers swayed me. Like, them DN numbers was way more impressive.
Way different than tight end. It still is, and it will forever be that way.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. The fruits of your labor. 9 years of DN checks was damn good, homie.
No question. I already know. No question. Like you said, Saban knew something before. His hindsight was better than yours, and clearly that's why he's considered one of the greatest. And speaking of Nick Saban, Big Spears, what did he do back then that could have given you the sense that he was on the cusp of being great and eventually the greatest to ever do it in coaching college football?
Yeah, man. Both of y'all have had phenomenal careers, and y'all have done it at the highest level. Nick was consistent, bro. Mm-hmm. Like we've heard this about the Black Mamba. We've heard this about MJ and LeBron. Just that insatiable appetite to be the best. Right. And he was instilling that culture. And when we 16, 17 years old, man, we impressionable. Yep. And we more impressionable about what we see than what we hearing. Like, we had coaches in our ears since Pee Wee football telling us we was the next one and we gonna make it and all of that. But when you start to see that action, when you see Nick Saban lights on in his office at 2 a.m. after you just won a big game against Auburn, and he already getting prepared for Alabama the next week while you on your way to the club, you start to understand like the type of commitment that it takes. So. And that culture, like, it wasn't there. He was instilling it in the class before us, but it hadn't fully taken hold. And then you start looking around, and you're like, damn, dude, we got some ballers in this locker room. We got some dudes that's really good at football, and we might have a shot. And then philosophically, man, like just and Pat P relates to this, you relate to this, B-Mac, based on where y'all played for so long. We was always so prepared, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were so overly prepared that when the game started, it was no thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like none. You know, you see the formation, you see the motion, you know the plays. And a lot of people give us a lot of credit for being big, athletic, you know, a national championship team or whatever. Dude, we were more prepared than every team in the country. And coincidentally, you need players to win, obviously. But ultimately, the reason why he's been so successful, bro, is what he lives by. And that is success is not a continuum. Like it's an everyday grind. And most people, you know, and like even myself, in other aspects of life, bro, we don't have that energy to expend that every day.
Every day.
And for this dude to be doing it, for this dude to still be doing it, dude, it's a habit, man.
No question.
It's a habit, bro. And I've tried to apply that to where I am now. And that's the way I want to operate. But it was lessons I learned from him, dude.
Yeah.
It's dope. Speaking of the continued success that you and Saban had over your time in college, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind on your pick 6 in the 2003 national championship?
Oh, I'm back at tight end.
I was thinking about that bag, Pat P. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we 45 minutes away from home. This the national championship. Right. Jason White was the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, Oklahoma had a stick. They had a nice little stick.
Yeah, they was balling, bro. And to first of all, the moment to share with my family was the most, like, the thing I remember. Like, you know, I grew up playing in South Baton Rouge for the South Baton Rouge Rams. I grew up, you know, following a lot of dudes that was before me. But that was the biggest thing that had ever happened in Louisiana football, bro, in a long time. So it was, you know, we don't understand the magnitude of that. But what we did understand was, like, that we get to do this in front of our people. Like, this was almost like my first game ever playing Pee Wee football, and my whole family showed up, and I was like, what the hell y'all doing here? This is about to look bad. You know what I'm saying? to fast forward 12, 13 years later, to have an opportunity in New Orleans to win that, man, and just how we put on, not only making things right, what we felt like when we all signed, like that was our goal, but also putting on for where you was from. You know what I'm saying? And I take pride in that, because I know a lot of dudes that I played with were responsible for a lot of my success. And a lot of how they did their job at a high level helped me get to where I was. But I also understood their hardships, bro. I knew my teammates, and we talked to each other, and we had a great rapport. And I knew that moment was going to change a lot of their lives. So it meant way more than just hoisting the crystal ball at the time. That was a pivotal moment in a lot of dudes' careers, football wise, and y'all know them things last forever off the field too. So
yes, sir.
It's still dudes benefiting off of 2003 national championships, man.
And you know what, Spears? That's the unique thing about college football.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the narratives with certain players, that's why it's a little more special. You know what I mean? NFL is special, it's intense, it's exciting, but business always all of that. And college football's the love, man. We broke bread together, barely broke bread together. We had stories coming from backgrounds where we sharing stories of how similar our life was before we got to that college campus. And now we grinding together to try to get to the same goal. And granted, everybody we play with on collegiate level didn't get to that level, but they tried. And we tried to help each other. And that's something, like you said, you forever remember that moment of playing in the Sugar Bowl against OU and all the players that you were with. Will never ever be forgotten. That's the unique thing about college football that I love.
Dude, because you're getting it out the mud together, man.
Yes.
Like, everybody broke. Like, don't nobody have
broke,
nothing.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got the vision, and they want to do it.
We were broke, but we were so happy.
Happy, bro. Happy.
Yeah, we the happiest broke people around. Like, man, you didn't really realize you were broke. I literally, McDonald's 99-cent menu is what I survived off of. Man, a 99-cent double cheeseburger, no pickles. a 5-piece 99-cent chicken nugget, sweet and sour sauce, and a cup of water. I walk out of the door only giving them $2.69, and I'm good.
Yeah, buddy, we was busting Jack in the Box up, dog.
Oh yeah, I had that Jack in the Box.
And then too, you get that Pilgrim check. You got to send Mama like $1,300, and that $200 felt like you had a couple million on you because you were around campus like, you know what? We gonna go to the union. It's on me. The whole
union. When you had that ID card, swipe that ID card.
Man. Yeah, man. But that's the special part of it, man. Like I remember going back to LSU. And watching Pat Pete and them and seeing their energy and how they was around each other. And it reminded me like, man, this is why football means so much to me. Mm-hmm. And you really, like, y'all know, man, you really don't grasp that until it's over or until you getting towards the end, you start reflecting on, like, you remember that night, man, we was in the club and we had to get him because he was about to fight. Or you remember that night we was all out. And
we got so many of those stories.
$3-4 so everybody could eat, or the 3 for $3 from Domino's, or man. Whatever, man. So, dude, we in those moments, like we just living, we on campus. You know, everybody got their girlfriends or they doing whatever they doing. But ultimately, bro, the brotherhood, dude, the brotherhood, the going back to the dorm after a game and just opening all the doors. And everybody just, you know, dude, I miss that. I still miss that, bro.
Hey, we didn't have any doors locked in Tallahassee and Burt Reynolds. You couldn't lock your door. Everybody, you can just be chilling. Somebody walk up in your house. But that was the rule. That was the unwritten rule. We're not locking doors around here.
Dude, when I first, dude, what's so funny, dude, when I went to Miami, dog, and I realized that they had co-ed dorms, like the mature part of me was like, it ain't no way in hell you can go here.
They was like, you can go next door. It's the female, right? You're like, what?
You, dude, it was so when I was there, bro, it was 4 football players, and next door it was 4 volleyball players. I was like, I can't survive this. I'm not built mentally enough yet.
Not there yet.
In this environment, man. Yeah.
And that was the maturity you had already to realize and embrace that I ain't ready for this.
Dude, listen, bro, it was a lot. And Pat Pete, no, he know it was a lot, bro. I was like, no, I'm gonna stay away from this one. Ultimately, at the end of my decision, man, and I ain't gonna lie, I regretted it some weeks. I was like, damn, I wonder what they doing in Coral Gables right now. But I quickly got over it.
No question. And you're talking about getting over it. I mean, all the success you had there in Baton Rouge led to you being a first rounder to the Dallas Cowboys. Tell us about draft day. Did the Cowboys make any promises to you? They had 2 first round selections. The first pick, DeMarcus Ware, I think he was number 11. Yeah, he was 11. And you were 20th in the first round. You know, tell us about your draft day. Did you know you were going to the Cowboys at that time?
Yeah, man, I didn't know I was going to the Cowboys, but I knew I was slotted somewhere in that area, man. And a lot of people don't know I tore my meniscus 2 weeks before the combine. Oh, so I had prepared, man. I was ready to run. I was running like mid 4.7s. Mm-hmm. I was 300 going into the combine, in shape and looking forward to it. And it was my first major injury. Like it was the first injury I had that I was gonna have to take time off and not be able to go at it. And dude, I was so, you know, I went through that phase for me was like the unsurety was the problem. Like, what team's gonna think? You know, is it degenerative? Do you have long-lasting, lingering? Am I gonna be the same athlete I was when I was at LSU? All of those things went through my head, man. But ultimately, I knew the work had to, like, all the work that I had put in had to amount to something. Like in the back of my mind, I was like, you know, I know injuries have happened before and dudes have thrived and played well, but draft day for me was about my family, homie. It was my first thought was my mom ain't got to work no more. Literally when my name came across the scroll, 20th, and after I got off the phone with Jerry and Bill, I looked at my mom and was like, that's a wrap. You good. Yeah. And ultimately, like, that was it for me. You know, my sister kind of raised me while my mama was working. My dad was in my life. But ultimately, man, my mom, bro, 25 years at Bell South as a telephone operator, working 40, 50 hours a week and still coming home and we deciding whether we're going to have water or lights on. I remember all of that. So when I got to a point where financially I felt good about where I was getting drafted. I felt good about the money that I was gonna get initially. It was about her, bro. It was about, like, literally, it was about my mom and my sister. I had no kids at that point. My responsibility was to them. And I just remember that overwhelming feeling. Like, I cried because it was an overwhelming feeling of, damn, I done seen you struggle for a long time, and we ain't got to do that no more.
Right. Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, man.
I can definitely contest to that for sure.
Yeah,
no question. I think all three of us can. That's the story behind the story.
We just like low key had like 3 seconds of a moment.
No question. No question, brother. People don't realize, man, like, you know, most of us have similar stories when we get to that level and wanting to show gratitude and appreciation for those that worked extremely hard and doing what they were supposed to do as a parent or a loved one, but seeing them grind, like the consistent grind. Like you say, your mom worked all them hours at Bell South and you still had to be concerned if you can have water and food and stuff like that. And she never complained.
Never complained, dude. My mom drove the funny story, bro. That's, you know, when we started growing, dude, I was like 6'3". I probably was 6'3" in 10th grade. Hit a big growth spurt. My mama had a green Toyota Corolla, bro. And I hooped during the summers. Man, my big long ass was in that car from Louisiana to Florida. We'll go play a tournament in Florida. She'll get it. We'll hop in the whip. We stayed at all of the hotels that was connected to Waffle House. And that's when we ate for breakfast. It was me, my mom, and my cousin, man, on them road trips. She was solo dolo. I couldn't drive. And she pushing it. 15 hours to Florida. Then the next stop is Peach Jam in Atlanta. Then we go into a tournament we go into a football camp at Texas A&M. And not one time, like, I knew she ain't have it. I knew she was tired. And not one time was she like, listen, I just need a break. And bro, listen, I don't know how she did it. But you know, hopefully she saw something in me and was trying to promote them dreams that kept her going. But y'all know, man, when you get to that point where you can retire your parents, that's bigger than getting drafted. Mm-hmm. Like, that's huge to me. So I always took pride in that, bro. To me, that's the biggest accomplishment in football, in my football career as a whole, was to tell my mom, like, we ain't got to do this no more.
And that's big. So now you get drafted 20th overall. What was the transition like going from Nick as a college head coach to Bill Parcells as your first pro coach?
Dude, it was. I finally had got to the point where me and Nick was cool, and then I entered in with Bill and wanted to punch him in the face every day, bro. And because, dude, we couldn't understand where he was going with a lot of stuff. He was an old school coach, and y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all was a part of the league when we had 15 straight tour-a-days. And it was, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, live goal line, the first damn period of the first practice in camp. And like, and dude, I'm lining up against Larry Allen and Flozell Adams. And I'm thinking about, there's no way in hell I can play in this league if I got to go up against that every week. And Bill would just grind us, man. Like, that 2005 draft class was a big defensive overhaul. We were switching to the 3-4, so they drafted a lot of defensive linemen. Ware was the star outside linebacker. Chris Canty was drafted in that draft. Mm-hmm. We got Jay Ratliff, who eventually turned into a Pro Bowler, All-Pro. He played nose guard for us. We had a good
about Ratliff from Auburn.
Yeah, from Auburn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So it was a lot of dudes that had a lot of success in long careers. But and Bill is responsible for that. But initially, bro, we hated the dude. Like, we used to have these conversations. Like, he don't want to see us have success, bro. Like, it's no way that he gonna kill us like this and expect us to play a season. And y'all know we all go through that at some point. But then we got to the point where we started going on the field and it was easy. It was light work. It was like, oh yeah, we know what we're doing. We maturing at a faster rate than the other guys that we talking to with other teams. So eventually it became a professional relationship. And we understood where he was trying to go. And then ultimately it turned into a relationship beyond football because he was responsible for y'all know this, how you start and that foundation that's set really set the foundation of how you how your energy gonna be for the rest of your career, right? So when we made the transition from Bill Parcells to Wade Phillips, Wade was way more laid back, way more less demanding. It was about, you guys are pros, y'all responsible for how you prepare, but we already had that Parcells mentality. So without that, rah, 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 y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that, we still could apply the same type of work and the same type of energy towards getting ready to play.
Yeah.
And enjoy not having a coach that you felt like was always there to correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were, and that was some of our best years, coincidentally. But yeah, Bill ultimately, Bill was cool. And then y'all know you gain respect for coaches when you finally realize they actually want to see you have success.
And they know what they're talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they
First
know what
requirement.
No question. You got to know what you're talking about for us to follow you.
Man.
You got to know exactly where you're going. Let's fast forward to 2006, the wild card game versus the Seahawks. It's one of the more infamous plays in NFL history, playoff history, to say the least. What was your vantage point and thought process during Tony Romo's fumble and the run towards the goal line?
Dude, it was first, like, you don't understand the magnitude of the playoffs. That's why we talk about it. People always ask, like, why y'all talk about the playoffs? Like the playoffs. No, the playoffs are another level, bro. Like it ain't level. Yeah, it's a whole, I see all of us like, man, that's different, man. Like,
everybody moving faster.
Other teams was way harder in the playoffs than they was in the regular season. But man, and for us, man, like when we saw Romo fumble it still wasn't like this panic. We was like, all right, and you see the edge, and you like, he gonna get there. Like, he gonna get there. And then when he got tackled, bro, and you realize, like, and y'all know your season over so abruptly.
Yep, quick.
It's like, it's just over. It like, bro, like we don't have another, we don't have another series or another possession. No, it's over. It's a wrap. So, man, it made me realize immediately, like, we played 21 growing up. Do or die got a different meaning when you play pro football. And when it happened, dude, we was like, dude, we Marshawn didn't go off. We D'd him up. Like he had
that was a good game.
Runs, but he finished with like 70 yards. Like that's a good day based on what he was doing. Yeah. And as we looked at it in totality, we're like, damn, we supposed to win this game. And mistake, but y'all know, bro, like the self-inflicted wounds cost you championships. They cost you playoff wins more than a team just lining straight up and beating you. We get back to the film room and we like, man, look how bad I was on that technique. And I gave up a 20-yard run, or I gave up a pass, or I gave but what made y'all good? Bouncing back. Problem with the playoff, dog, your ass might not have a chance to bounce back until next year.
It's one and done.
So, yeah, man. So it was when I started to understand like the gravity of it and why people kept bringing it up. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, the playoffs. Like,
see, the thing about the playoffs, when plays like that happen, you don't know exactly what could have been if you guys took care of your business. Because all you got to do is just get to the next round. And that's the most important thing about the playoffs. You get into the tournament, anybody can win.
Yes.
Anybody can win. But when you lose like that, you're like, yo, man, we could have been in the ship, bro. We could have.
Dude, and every reaction to every year I lost in the playoffs was, man, we the one that we done made it to the Super Bowl. That's always the reaction.
But you always go back to 2006. Always.
Always, bro. And I remember the one year I actually felt like that for real when Chicago went to the playoffs. And we had beat them in the regular season. And we beat the Giants twice. I believe it was 07.
That's 17.
07. We beat them twice in the regular season.
But lost to them in the playoffs, right?
Oh, man. And Chicago went to the championship, bro. And we blasted the Bears earlier in that season. Now, obviously, we all know we've been professionals long enough to know that all of that don't have carryover. But that was the first time I felt like, oh, we know who they are at least. And we know we can beat them.
You're not afraid of them. You actually want that matchup because you had success.
It was a mess, bro. And then Eli and them went and won the damn Super Bowl, and it just hurt all over the place, man.
Was that? Hey, Spears, was that 017 the best team you were a part of? That Cowboys 017?
I think I think that was
you got the 13-3 that year.
That 13-3, yeah, that was T.O. That was Pat Creighton. That was Marion Barber. You know what though?
Roy, wasn't Roy on that team too, right?
Roy
Jason
was
Whitney.
there. But I tell you, man, like, yeah, that was the best team because we was built so well in the trenches, bro. We had big Leonard Davis. Yeah. We had big Flozell Adams.
And Flozell might have been the biggest human I ever seen because when he came to Pittsburgh, man.
Flozell the hotel, bro. Like, yeah.
So you had to look up to him like this. What the freak is going on up there?
Yeah. I got baptized many days by that big fella when I was a rookie, bro.
Hey, Pat P, you talk about big human? Man, Flo had to be about 6'8". Bro, strong and mean, too. Didn't want to joke. He was always serious.
He was like he was on a typewriter, bro.
Always move.
You look at him and you like, dude, it's no way you can move. And then he get out there, cat quick reflexes.
Yeah,
like, crazy.
Talking about that best team you've been a part of, you mentioned T.O. was on that team.
Yeah,
I like him as a player. I like him as a human being. As we cross paths every now and then. Describe T.O. as a teammate because a lot of people give him a bit of a rap.
Yeah, one of the best teammates I ever played with. You know, and I've talked about this before on ESPN, and y'all know, man, like that's why I love, like when B making me, that's why I love chopping with y'all, man, because y'all understand the dynamic of what's real in the locker room as opposed to what's sensationalized in the media.
Yeah.
Right. And we all, we all have these mediums and y'all doing podcasts, but the thing that I respect is that y'all know what it is like. Pappy, you still in the locker room, like you still in there, right? So it's a whole different energy. So when I was with T.O., bro, and the one thing that stood out was work ethic. He was from that Jerry Rice tree, bro. He catch a 5-yard slant, he running all the way to the end zone, full speed. And he's practicing, and it looks exactly like he plays. So along the way, he teaching us how to practice and how to prepare. T.O. always had the business issues in the league. Like we all have them, but his thing was he expressed them. He was openly public about the disagreement with management and front offices. And we all been there. We all been in second deal contracts. We all didn't, we all didn't had an owner tell us our value when we know our value more because we got another team telling us our value more and all of that type of stuff. But T.O. in the locker room was never, from what I know and what I saw in the 2 years I was with him, one of the best teammates I ever played with. And look, bro, y'all know me. I don't care about dudes liking me. Like I've never had that issue. But I will not stand by silently and let people just lie. Yeah. I don't know what his experience and his teammates' experience was like in Philly with McNabb and all of those guys. I don't know what it was like in San Francisco. But when I played in Dallas with him, he was one of the best teammates I ever played with. And that ain't because it's T.O. and that ain't because he a Hall of Famer. We all got dudes on rosters that we played with that the world don't know that were great teammates. But he was like, I mean, it ain't really, giving examples. I've given many, but the one example I will give, bro, is I saw this man attach himself to a young Miles Austin when nobody knew who he was as a wide receiver and taught him day in and day out how to play the position. After practice, before practice, answering questions, even helping Tony Romo become Tony Romo that we know now by communication and playing with a Hall of Fame receiver that you have an ability to be dynamic with. So yeah, man, it like all of that in my context is falsified, bro. I was with the dude 2 years every day, and it was never an issue. Yeah.
Well said, man. Appreciate that. And I've heard some similar statements from other players that play with him as well. But some people will have their opinion, other people.
Everybody got different. Yeah.
That's all that matters. But your personal experience was a great experience. So we appreciate that. So now we're going to transition to the superlative part of our show. We're going to get you up out of here. So we're going to hit you with rapid fire questions, right? Okay. We want your honest, unbiased answer. We're going to chop it down just a little bit because we know time is definitely important to you. So first question for you, LSU Tigers, Mount Rushmore. Go.
Pat Peterson, Glenn Dorsey, Billy Cannon, and Tyrann Mathieu.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
The best tradition at LSU.
Tiger Walk. Or that third down band, that damn song, bro, that I don't even know what they call it, but when that bum play.
Is that the one like a rap song? Is that the one like a rap song?
Well, you know, we got Nick, but that's a whole sensitive subject right there. That's like, it's some real foul language going on. But
hey, I know when I went to that. Hey, Pat, when I went to that North Carolina game when y'all played in Atlanta, when you played North Carolina, when the band, I thought it was a rap song, but I'm like, man, the whole LSU side went to rock.
Bro, see, Pat Peterson was fortunate because LSU band started playing black music when they was in college. we had the trumpets and shit. We ain't had no drums. Really.
Y'all had that mall music.
Yeah, we had that mall music, man. So yeah, like that Tiger Walk though, bro.
Tiger Walk,
bro. Listen, that juice on your way into that locker room, bro. It's different, bro. It's different.
All right.
I can't.
Last question for you. We're gonna get you up out of here. I got two I need to choose from. Quarterback you wish you got a chance to hit.
Peyton.
The Sheriff.
Yeah. I hit the Sheriff and got a penalty because I was late.
Yeah.
I sacked Brady, I sacked Aaron, I sacked Ben, I sacked Eli. I never got the freaking Peyton, man. And I ain't have a lot of sacks. I wasn't a pass rushing guru. I was a big run stopper in the 3-4. Mm-hmm. But I want to, it's like I hunted fish. I wanted to hang them jerseys on my wall and be like, I actually got them.
Souvenirs.
Yeah.
No question. He one of the greatest to ever do it. So no question.
Yeah.
No question. Hey,
he got rid of the ball so fast, though, bro.
Smart, bro. Super smart, man. Especially that Peyton Manning when he was with the Colts in that RCA dome.
Yeah. Hey,
don't run up in there the wrong night.
Man. Let me ask y'all this before we go. I got to ask a question. All right, so both of y'all on the back end.
Yep.
When Peyton calling out your coverages and you trying to disguise with all your heart, what that feel like?
You demoralized.
Oh, it's a wrap. Hey, but let me tell you,
man.
But hey, Pat P, Swagu, let me put you on game real quick. When we played Peyton the first time in 2005, they slaughtered us. I think they beat us like 26-28-7 Monday Night Football. The great Dick LeBeau, when number one Bill Cowher came in the locker room, he said, listen, we're going to be right back in the same locker room in January. Because at that time, they were like the cream of the crop of the ACC. Yeah. So when we played them in the second round of the playoffs, the great Dick LeBeau came in on Monday. He said, what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to have a play clock on the practice field for the defense, not offense, for us. So we like play clock. He said, what I want you guys to do is hold your disguise until 8 seconds. So everybody who's not on the front, who's not on the ground with their hand in the dirt, I want you guys to look at the play clock. Don't even worry about the formation that we're showing you from the scout team. So at first we were confused. Like, if we're looking at the play clock, we might be out of position. He said, just trust me. He said, just trust me. So whatever shell you guys are showing in the back end, I want the linebackers to be involved in the shell as well. So if you're showing a cover 4, cover 3, make sure you guys show it all together. But when the play clock hits 7, roll into whatever it is I call. So he didn't tell us why he wanted us to do it. He just wanted us to execute it the first day, which was Wednesday. So on Thursday, he said, do you guys realize why we're doing this? We still was a bit confused. He said, listen, the thing about Peyton, they're confused. They're manipulating everybody at making us think that it's an up-tempo. It's not up-tempo. All they want you to do is show your hand. And when he sees what you're in, he's checking to offense that can beat whatever it is you're in. It's not an up-tempo. It's about making you feel like they're going fast so you can line up in whatever it is that you're playing.
Dictate. They want to dictate. The great ones dictate, bro. Yep. Exactly.
So during that game, if you go back and watch that game, they had no answers for our blitz concepts. They had no answer. We were just killing them because he didn't know what we were in. And that's why
y'all was so crazy. Y'all was so crazy athletic too, bro. Y'all had so many. It was ridiculous, bro. It was ridiculous. Pat, what's your experience with that, man?
With Peyton, I only had an opportunity to play.
No, I'm saying whether it be Aaron, whether it be Tom, like, because they in that same like, we gonna hold it until you show us.
Yeah, Aaron's probably the closest one that do it. Tom really don't do it as much as Peyton did, obviously, or much as much as Aaron do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they call that sucker out and be like, they're such and such. So now they switch to another, like, God damn.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, bro. So eventually I started paying attention to the back end because y'all know how all that stuff tied together. Figuring out how much time you got to get to a quarterback based on what look we in and all of that type of stuff. So I started studying it, man. Man, I don't know how y'all do that, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like, listen, bro. When if I'm in a game, in one of y'all situation, and damn Larry Fitzgerald climbing on me, and I know he runs routes better than everybody. Man, I'm panicking like hell, bro. I'm grabbing. So I don't know if y'all ever hear, but bro, from a defensive lineman, we got major respect for y'all when y'all back down them islands, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
But it's vice versa though, because for us to be good, you guys got to help us out.
No doubt, we got to get
vice
there.
versa, no question. And sometimes we might have to go a little longer.
Yep.
We appreciate it, Marcus, man. Thanks for coming out.
Oh man, dope.
Much love, bro. Much love. Anytime, man. Y'all know I got a lot of respect for both of y'all, bro. Keep doing it. I'm proud of what y'all been doing. Pat, personally, bro, I'm proud of what you've been doing, influencing LSU, taking care of your community. Be the same thing, bro. Y'all keep doing this, man. Like, we gotta own some of these spaces, bro. Keep doing it.
Question. Man, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing as well, man. We here to support you. So anytime you need any one of us, you know what I mean? We here. I ain't a Tiger, but if you need me to go ahead and walk the Tiger walk with you, just let me know.
I got mad love for Tallahassee, big homie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, you take me to a game and you and Pat P. I mean, y'all take me to a game. I take y'all to a game with Dope Campbell. I know you saw Dope Campbell this past Sunday, though.
No doubt. It was just.
Yes, sir.
All right, big dog.
All right, be safe now,
man.
All right,
Pete.